What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, bringing you the best ways to make money from your laptop. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about something that a lot of you guys probably need help with because I had this issue a lot when I was a beginning trader. And if you have a very low budget, you don't want to spend a ton of money on expensive softwares to find the best stocks to trade, but it's very tough because most brokers don't have a very good built-in system for scanning and finding these stocks. So you might miss out on a lot of opportunities if you don't know what to look for and what types of stocks you should be trading. So in this video, I'm going to go over a great solution. If you have a very limited budget, this is a free option that will allow you to find these stocks that have the potential to run, 500, 1,000, 2,000% in one day. And all you have to do is take a tiny bit of that massive move and your account is going to be growing exponentially. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful. Please remember to like this video, comment if you have any questions, subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you can get my videos as soon as they come out. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so I'm here on my computer and here I have Fidelity Active Trader Pro pulled up. Now, if you use this like I do, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial, I think tomorrow when I have some live market data, just so you guys can see a better idea of my setup and exactly what I do to day trade with this. But I just wanted to pull it up as an example because most of your brokers will have some, scans built into their trading platforms, which can help you to pick up some of these stocks and monitor them as the day is unfolding. But Fidelity, for example, if you go to quotes and watch list and you pull up filters, you're gonna get this little tab down here, and there's a lot of things that you can adjust. But what I like looking at is the top percent gainers because we want to trade the most active stocks that have the most volatility, which means there's the most room for you to make a profit. If a stock only moves 5% in a day, you're not going to make 10,000% off that stock. But if it moves 2,000% a day, you can easily take 100% of that. So definitely want to look for the stocks that are the most active. And in this case, we have the top percent gainers. We can change the exchange, just NASDAQ, just New York Stock Exchange. But I just like to leave it across all markets to get as many stocks as possible. Top percent gainers is obviously, the biggest percent changes of these stocks that they're scanning. And to my knowledge, they don't scan OTC stocks, which is very frustrating because there's a lot of good opportunities in OTC. But you can see here, it's pretty decent. You got random stocks here pulled up that you can see, this went up a lot on the day. So if you were looking, it would pop up there and you could look to trade it. And, maybe you get in here and you ride it up from 4 to 550 in a day. So, I mean, this can definitely be a decent option. So it's just one of the tools that I like to have in my tool belt. If you use Fidelity, you can use this. If not, you can create a free account. I don't think it costs anything to create an account, and then you can log in, download the Active Trader Pro software, and you'll have access to this. I believe Fidelity doesn't make you deposit money to get access to this, which is different from most of the brokers. Because if we move on here, this is Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade, which is just, another trading software. This one is more advanced in a lot of ways, but I actually prefer Active Trader Pro, just, personal preference is what I'm used to. But this one actually requires you to deposit $500 if you want to get live data. So it can be a little delayed and that can make it frustrating, but they have a more advanced scanner where you can actually set up the custom preferences. So in this case, I just have a few things here. So you can build this scanner to put whatever you want, but you just add a filter and a stock filter and change whatever you want. So in this case, I have, just so you guys know what I look for, I have net change, minimum 10 cents, because I generally prefer to trade stocks that are moving a little bit more and are a little bit higher price. I'm probably going to change that now just because, with TSMP, I've been able to have a lot of success, and that's only 10, 20, 30 cent stocks. So I'm probably going to get rid of this particular one. But if you prefer to trade stocks that are over, $1 or whatever, you could have that on there, have the last be over $1, stuff like that. So you can definitely adjust that. Then the volume is another important thing. If you don't have enough liquidity in the stock, you're not gonna be able to trade it. So I have the min of 200,000 volume because this is supposed to be my morning scan. So obviously most stocks that are trading any type of volume will hit 200,000 throughout the day, but this is for the morning. So if they trade 200,000 in the morning, they're likely to be pretty active throughout the day, especially when the market opens. You're gonna have a lot of opportunities there. And then the last thing is percent change. That's what I like to have. You can set this to be whatever you want. It can be 10%, so you can, catch those ones that are starting to take off before they take off, or if you only want to see the ones that are really going crazy, you can make this, 25% or whatever you want. But this is also custom adjustable, and this is a tool that you can access for free if you have a TD Ameritrade account. But to get the live data, you're gonna have to deposit $500 in your account. That's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. It's just one of the requirements that they have. So if we keep going here, these are the absolute cream of the crop in terms of finding these stocks that you want to get, but they cost a significant amount of money. So if you have the budget for this, I recommend looking into one of these. But even I, at this point, don't use this just because I don't feel like it is justified. And I feel like I have enough other options that I don't need it. So you can see here, this costs $180 a month, which is not insignificant. If you have a $1,000 account and you're paying $180 a month, you lose 18% a month off the bat before you make any profitable trades. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of paying this much. But they do have some very cool features. You get the real-time data. You can set up all these things. They don't miss any stocks. I've still missed stocks with TD Ameritrade, so I think sometimes they have OTCs, but then sometimes they miss them, so the scanners are not as powerful, I guess, as they should be. They don't scan every stock. This one 100% scans all the stocks out there, so definitely cool. You get sometimes breaking news. I think that's an upgrade you can have, so if there's like a catalyst that comes out, say some stock has some cancer research that has gone really well, now you can instantly know that, and you're able to buy the stock right before it takes off, because most people, don't get that information immediately. So if you get in quickly, then you can take advantage of that move. They actually have Oracle, which is a really cool feature. So this might make it worth, paying for on its own, just because it tells you like price points here, price targets where it thinks it could go based on the previous history of the stock. It finds the low float winners, all that stuff. So that's very helpful. And if you don't remember this, float is a super important aspect of looking for stocks because it affects the volatility directly. So if you have a 4 billion float stock, obviously there's a lot of supply, so increase in demand won't change the price that much. But if you have a tiny supply and there's a big increase in demand, the price absolutely skyrockets. So that's why float is important, and this stock can tell you, this software can tell you all those things. So definitely recommend this if you have the budget. Trade Ideas is another really good one, but again, this one is pretty expensive. At least $100 a month. I don't know exactly what the pricing is. I guess we can go to pricing real quick. We go to monthly. Yeah, I mean, this is $228 a month. So it's a lot, man. It's definitely a lot. If you do the free demo, you can actually still get some decent things. So it can be helpful. You can get some scans for the web, but again, this is not the best option. If you're going to do this, you might as well pay for it, and I don't recommend paying for it if you have a low budget. So here is the best solution that I have found, and that is make a Twitter account and get onto the stocks Twitter world. I know a lot of you people probably use it for, I don't know, politics or, tweeting random stuff, sports, celebrities, whatever. But I only have a Twitter for stocks. And the reason for this is if you follow a bunch of traders, they will inevitably tweet about the stocks that are making these big moves. And that allows you to take advantage of them and get them on your radar without having to pay for these super expensive subscription plans. So in this case, if you follow the Stocks to Trade, that's this one. If you follow their Twitter account at Stocks to Trade, every morning right before the market opens, you can see the time here, 8:04. My time, the market opens at 8:30 a.m. So I mean, they post this, and this is what you would be looking at on your scanners. So like any of the best stocks that you should be trading that you would see before the market opens, if you paid $180 a month for this software, you're gonna find just by following this account because they tweet it out. I'm not sure why they do that. I guess they do it to entice people to pay for their subscription. But it really is a great substitute for paying for it. And obviously they don't do this throughout the entire day. So like that is another benefit of having this software, because if some stock perks up in the middle of the day and then suddenly takes off, you're not going to know about it. But if there's any stock that pre-market is doing something crazy, getting ready to go on a massive run, you're going to know about it just because you're following this account. And I recommend following as many, reputable traders as you can, because you're just going to get more eyes and ears out there. And again, if there's something big that's going on, they're probably going to be tweeting about it. So that's a good example. You know, I follow Stocks to Trade. I follow these guys. If you want to check out who I follow, you can go to my Twitter account. It's at Handlin the Cash, because my name's David Hanlon. It's just, you know, my Twitter account. I don't really use it much. I mainly use it for following people. But if you see who I follow some traders, and that's basically the goal, just to make sure that I don't miss out on any of these stocks that are being tweeted about. So as long as you're following enough people, you're going to have basically the same thing as you know, if you paid for one of these subscriptions. So that is what I recommend if you guys have a low budget. Another great guy to follow is Dekmar. Sean Dekmar Trading. He always does this, lowest float stocks, with a press release this morning. And this is another great one, because you can see how much they're up, and you can see you know, what their news is. And this is generally how we find those stocks that absolutely go insane. So if you have a very low float stock that has really good news, and in pre-market it's uptrending, you know, 50%, 80%, 100%, all that stuff, like, it's very likely to continue on a run and go crazy during the day. So as long as you manage your risk, like, you're setting yourself up for these crazy opportunities. And it also even says the float here. So like a 1 million share float, that's super low. 2 million, anything under 10 million really is low float. So if you have 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 1 million, all that is primed so that it could rise 500% in one day, 1,000% in one day. So again, just by following this guy, I have access to all that stuff, and I don't have to pay for it. And he actually tweets out the trade ideas scan. So like, if you follow Stocks to Trade, that Twitter account, you'll get their pre-market scan. And then if you follow this guy, he pretty much always tweets out the trade ideas scan. So between those two, you're pretty much getting both of these subscriptions for free, at least, you know, in the pre-market. And you can see here, he talks about, well, I mean, this just has all the important information. It has the price, it has the dollar amount that it's gapping up, which means that this was at, you know, 346 minus 238. I can't do that in my head, but you know, just over $1 the day before, and now it's up 200% already. This is during the pre-market, so you know this is poised and ready to take off. It only has a 5 million share float, which is less than 10 million, so this is poised to take off. That was one of the ones that had the news. So like, this is all information that you can use to build a pre-market watch list, and this is going to make sure that you're trading the best stocks that are making the biggest moves, so you don't waste your time on those shitty stocks that aren't doing anything. If you wanted to short stocks, like, there's stuff like this too. So it's very cool, and a lot of people don't realize that you don't have to pay all this money for these ridiculous expensive softwares when you can just follow people on Twitter. So again, if you want to know who I follow, feel free to just check me out and follow all the people that I follow. It's probably the easiest way to do it. I guess you don't have to follow her. That's the Olympic gymnast. She followed me for whatever reason, so I decided to follow her back. But besides that, Roland Wolf, he's another really good trader. Tim Grattani, really good trader. You know, 10 million in profits. Jack Kellogg, over $1 million now. Tim Sykes, you guys might know him if you're trading TSNP. You probably hate him, but he dip buys, and he has a very proven track record of trading penny stocks. So he's not even a hater on this stock. He knows how bad OTC stocks can get. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. Hopefully this technique will save you a lot of money on those subscriptions, so you can take that money and instead invest it into more stocks that can hopefully continue to grow your wealth and financial freedom. I think that's it. Yeah, so remember to like the video if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.